Let's check out what the papers are saying this Wednesday morning. With me to review the big stories in the dailies is Dare Odufowokan, a journalist, and I also have Jide Ologun, a public affairs analyst. Good morning to you, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Welcome back to work. That's if any of you rested during the holidays.
Don't rest.
Oh, okay. How about you, Jide?
Fantastic.
Great. All right, good to have you both in the studio once again. Let's check out The Guardian. First of all, the big story there is Police DHQ, that's the Department of Defense Headquarters, I should say, deny alleged arrests over Taraba killings. Why slain officers can be buried now? This is from the police PRO, Frank Mba. Incident poses serious threat to national security. That's a quote there. The Vanguard is towing the same line, talking about the latest on the Taraba police killings. This time, the army captain is quoted or is said to have had 191 phone chats with wanted kidnapper. Arms dealer Sinks, he's now in custody, and he says here, I quote now, I sold 6 AK-47 to Wadume, that's the alleged kidnapped suspects. He sold each of the AK-47s at 800,000 naira each. Policeman accused of giving army false report arrested. Another rider reads, rifles of slain policemen are with soldiers. This is from a villager. The Nation is singing a different song. The big story there is reading thus: no more forex for food import, Buhari tells CBN. Nigeria has achieved food security, he says, and he makes more push for agriculture. We'll get to that in a moment. Blueprint is our next paper to check out. Buhari directs CBN, stop forex for food importation, vows to continue working for the poor. And finally, the News Direct is leading with no more forex for food importation. Buhari orders CBN. He meets APC governors in Daura. Okay, Dare, I'll start with you. Talking about this latest directive from the government, let me read the quote that the Nation has pasted on the front page. We have achieved food security, and for physical security, we're not doing badly, the president says. Don't give a cent to anyone to import food into the country. So how would you measure the level of food security across the length and breadth of Nigeria? Do you read the same as the president is reading?
Well, the president is in a position to know more than I would know, given his position and the people reporting to him about these issues. But if we look at how well we have done in trying to increase local production of food in the last 4 or 5 years, I would say we've done very well. And we've done well enough for us to think of encouraging local production by discouraging importation of food. And I quite agree with Mr. President that one way to reduce importation of food into this country in our bid to encourage local production of food is to stop the issuance of foreign exchange for people who wants to import food items. No nation anywhere in the world will survive for long by living on what other countries are produced. Even food that we put in our mouth. I mean, we should begin to think of learning to consume what we produce. In the area of textile, we're importing. Arms, we're importing. Cars, we're importing. Technology, we're importing. Now food.
Right.
So if we start by discouraging importation of food, encouraging local production, in no time we'll be consuming well. A lot of people are worried about the fact that we are not producing enough. Some 6 years ago, nobody ever thought we'll produce as much rice as we are now producing in Nigeria. And people are still complaining about the quality.
I like the angle that you're raising now. Talking about, let's be specific. Now that you've mentioned rice, so what do you think? Do we have, Jide Ologun, do we have enough rice to feed the nation? Aren't we having a shortfall somewhere? People still favoring the imported rice.
From the feedback, many complain that they can hardly find the rice in the open market, which of course should be the platform where they should be made available. So. And I tie my position with Mr. Dare's position that we really need to embark on local capacity development And food comes under the welfare responsibility of the government. And Chapter 2 of the Constitution says that the security and welfare of the people shall be the primary purpose of government. But having said that, beyond the policy of not making foreign exchange available to importers of food, can we look at the local business environment? If we are embarking on agroeconomy now, what about the herdsmen that are killing, sending farmers off their farms? What about electricity to move to the next level, not just at the agrarian level? What we harvest, what percentage of it get wasted?
Right.
We need to look at all this. And of course, be sincere, because that is another issue. Making a policy by pronouncement, wait for implementation, and the strength of implementation is in compliance. Okay. So if we don't drive the value chain through, it will be one of those intentions. And unless you translate intentions to reality, then it will be one of the political promises. So right now, we should be competing the likes of China, America, you know, that... Yeah.
But then not all states, you know, have, you know, caught this or joined the bandwagon now, talking about diversification, farming, and the likes. They're talking about challenges. How genuine is their position?
Yeah, they're very genuine. Very genuine, like Mr. Jide just said. We have made the pronouncement as a government. We will not give foreign exchange to you, but the local production we're also talking about, we must begin to listen to the worries of people about, I mean, being able to meet demands. If there are states where there are people are farmers, but farmer herdsmen clash have driven away the farmers. There are states where arable land for farming are just not available, but with fertilizer and irrigation, they can still make something. The federal government needs to look in such direction and say, oh, how can we help these people? There are people where what they actually need are everybody's young men. Most of their young men have followed the urbanization, the urban migration, have taken them away from home. We need to look at all those things and address them.
I thank you very much for the points you've raised, as well as Jide Ologun. Thank you so much for the brilliant positions from you both. Well, you're watching TVC Breakfast, and we're streaming live on YouTube. You can connect with us as well on Twitter using the hashtag TVC Breakfast.